Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband!
Wife!
You might remember where we are, because even though we're in Psalms, we meant to read some things yesterday and didn't get to them because we ran out of time.
Yeah, we ran way over on time.
Do you
for the
remember
one.
where we are?
Yeah, so we just read Psalm 78.
Correct.
And we are
You
now...
finally got that number right. That's exciting.
I know, right? And we are now going into Psalms, I think, 104 and 105?
Correct. Not.
Not correct. 105 and 106?
That's correct.
I was so close.
You were so close.
And just want to throw something out there as a clarification today. So yesterday when we were talking about the cult that was going to...
do a Jonestown repeat,
maybe, or whatever.
And I said it was the Mormons.
Yeah, it's the FLDS cult inside, like the subcult of Mormonism.
Of the larger cult of Mormonism.
Yeah, it's not the Mormon church, it's FLDS is what it is.
Right.
So,
but it is a legitimate concern, and it is a legitimate story.
Yes,
it was reported by ABC News, and one of our... friends and listeners sent us an update. The Guardian also is reporting on it. So,
yeah, and I shared a link on it from ABC about it today too on Twitter.
It is happening, and I said
we hope it's not happening.
No, but I mean it is a news story. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
So I wasn't entirely insane. I had the Mormons, but I had the wrong Mormons.
Got it.
Yeah, it was more culty of the cults.
Yeah, the more culty one.
Yeah, okay. That's all.
So I already said it, but what are the ones we're doing today?
Psalms 105 and 106.
You ready to do this?
I am. Are you?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so recall that we are reading those historical ones.
I do recall.
Those historical psalms.
Yeah.
And that that's why we read 78. It was a throwback episode kind of because it was one that we skipped several weeks ago.
Right.
Because it actually is one of the 3 great history psalms.
I feel like we could have just skipped reading Exodus and read that psalm.
That summed it up so well, like all the way up to David. Yeah.
I mean, it's
true.
But that's why we were getting so heated because Exodus really pissed us off.
Yeah.
About a lot of things.
It's true.
And so, they're rehashing the whole fucking thing in that psalm, and we're
true.
no, fuck you.
It's true. So, see, we wouldn't have known to be upset.
Right.
So, it is a good thing we read it.
And because we read it, there was some shorthand that we wouldn't have known if it,
Right.
If we hadn't read Exodus. So.
I appreciate having read it. I just wouldn't ever want to do it again.
Right.
All right. So, Psalm 105. Give thanks to the Lord, call on his name, make known among the nations what he has done. Sing to him, sing praise to him, tell of all his wonderful acts. Glory in his holy name. He is so fucking awesome.
Not at all.
Let the hearts of those who seek the Lord rejoice. Look to the Lord in his strength. Seek his face always.
Why do they always say seek his face, but God specifically
hides his face.
Says all the time that he will not show people his face.
Right.
So,
but
except for there is a couple instances where he is talking right in front of people and stuff.
Right, but that's the point though. You seek his face because you will never find it hypothetically.
Okay.
The point is not to see his face. The point is to continue seeking.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're supposed to.
It's the journey, not the destination. You're supposed to continually be looking for ways to appease God.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm reading into it, but that's what I'm getting out of it.
So, you seek his face, but all you ever get is his farts.
I was going to say his ass, but yeah, what you said is way better.
Right.
Speaking of asses and farts, so you know how I babysit a toddler?
I do.
So he's in the process of potty training.
Yeah.
And today I was changing him, and he's 2.5, and I lifted his booty up to put a new pull-up on him.
Yeah.
And he farted right in my hand, and he started cracking up.
That's amazing.
He thought it was the funniest fucking thing, and I was like...
That is pretty damn funny.
I go, dude, you just farted on me. I said it just like that.
If you didn't say it like that, maybe you wouldn't think that it was funny and that it was a bad thing.
Well, it was funny. And so I was like, dude, you just farted on me. And he goes, I know. and then I was like, excuse me, sir, do you want to say something? And he goes, excuse me. And it was the cutest. Okay, sorry. Anyway, toddler farts are all right, but whatever. Okay. Remember the wonders he has done? Not the farter. We're talking about God.
Right.
Yeah. Remember those wonders he has done? His miracles and the judgments he pronounced? Oh, the descendants of Abraham, his servant. Oh, sons of Jacob, his chosen ones. He is the Lord our God. His judgments are in the earth. There they are. They're in the earth.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just got to dig for them.
Dig through the ditches that burn. Yeah, okay. He remembers his covenant forever. The word he commanded for 1,000 generations. The covenant he made with Abraham. The oath he swore to Isaac. He confirmed it to Jacob as a decree. To Israel as an everlasting covenant. To you I will give the land of Canaan as the portion you will inherit. Except that he didn't give it to Moses because he was like, psych, you can't come in here.
Right.
So, I mean, he was like, you could have some.
They also took it back away.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean,
yeah.
So there's been some issues with that.
I'm just saying. He's like, you could have some here. Keep going. And then he was like, I had a bad day. I'm in such a shitty mood, so you're going to die at the finish line.
Right.
When they were but few in number, few indeed, and strangers in it, they wandered from nation to nation, from one kingdom to another. He allowed no one to oppress them. For their sake he rebuked kings. Do not touch my anointed ones. Do my prophets no harm. I don't think that's exactly how that went.
Well, so I recall that was said to some of them maybe by God, according to the Bible.
Right.
But also there were some that didn't let them pass through their land.
Yeah, and they went around.
And God didn't change that. So,
Like their local God was like, nah, go around.
Right.
No, you may not pass.
Right.
Sorry, Gandalf said nay.
Yeah. But there were some that they killed because they said no too. Some they didn't. Some they didn't. They allowed to say no, and some they killed because they said no.
Right.
It just depended on the day or the chapter. Whatever.
I think it depended on that local God.
Right. Probably.
Personally, since we learned that other word that other day.
Also, probably the size of their army.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that at the time.
Yeah, I think you're right on that too. Let's see. Do my prophets no harm? He called down famine on the land and destroyed all their supplies of food. And he sent a man before them, Joseph, sold as a slave. They bruised his feet with shackles. His neck was put in irons, till what he foretold came to pass, till the word of the Lord proved him true. The king sent and released him. The ruler of people set him free. He made him master of his household, ruler over all he possessed, to instruct his princes as he pleased and teach his elders wisdom. Do you remember that Joseph kid?
I do, yeah.
They wrote a musical about him.
They did.
It was a really good musical, honestly.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
It was good. You guys should see it. Then Israel entered Egypt. Jacob lived as an alien in the land of Ham. The Lord made his people very fruitful. He made them too numerous for their foes, whose hearts he turned to hate his people, to conspire against his servants. He sent Moses, his servant, and Aaron, whom he had chosen. They performed his miraculous signs among them, his wonders in the land of Ham. He sent darkness and made the land dark. For had they not rebelled against his words? ? Had they not? I don't know. He turned their waters into blood, causing their fish to die. That's nice.
We're recounting the same history, basically, that we talked about yesterday. Or at least some of the same history.
Some of it, yeah.
Is...
We're hitting on stuff that we missed yesterday that we just like mentioned in passing, and then they're like, let's expand on that one.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, is that what the next one's going to be about too? Their land teemed with frogs. Yeah, it did. Which went up into the bedrooms of their rulers. He spoke. Got a froggy in my bed.
Yeah.
He spoke, and there came swarms of flies and gnats throughout their country. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Da-na-na. Remember?
The song? Or
the song.
Yeah. I do remember that song.
Because they had frogs in their bedroom.
I could still play that song even. Because,
you can play it. Like, on what?
It's on anything.
What do you mean? What do you mean you can play it? You can play it, like, on a piano? On a guitar?
On, like, Google.
You mean, like,
on the
YouTube and stuff? Okay, when you said I can still play it, I was like, I thought you personally...
No, instead of having to remember it, I was saying, like, I can just play it right now anytime.
We were not speaking the same language just then. Because when you said you could still play it, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? My husband is not a musician, has never played that.
I can play the scales on a trumpet.
Okay.
And I can play Three Blind Mice on a recorder.
Mm-hmm.
I can do the Jaws, thing on a keyboard. I used to be able to do like a metallic intro on a guitar.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's impressive.
Okay, that's about the extent of it.
Wow.
I'm not real. I was first seat trumpet when I was in middle school, but that's been a long time ago.
Our kid taught themselves how to play that Seven Nation Army.
Yeah, our kid has really good ear. Really good ear for like just picking out notes and stuff.
Yeah.
So they can kind of self-teach themselves to play stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, if they pursued it more, they'd be pretty amazing.
Yeah.
As it is, it's just merely impressive.
And just something they like to play around with.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Much like all their other artistic endeavors, they're just good at shit,
Right.
Just good at everything they try, basically. Taught themselves how to crochet overnight. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatevs. He turned their rain into hail with lightning throughout their land. He struck down their vines and fig trees and shattered the trees of their country.
Damn it.
I hate it when my trees shatter.
I hate it when I don't have figs. Like fig...
I like fig Newtons.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't take my figs away. I can't have fig Newtons then.
I don't know what a fig looks like.
I also don't know what a fig looks like. I know what a fig Newton... See, like, whenever I imagine figs, I imagine fig Newtons.
Me too!
And I'm like, is there a tree out there that has fig Newtons just hanging from it?
Like, I know that that's not true, but then I'm like, okay, so the fig is the goo in the middle?
Right.
But I don't know...
But obviously you can't have a tree with just goo hanging off.
Right, so clearly that's the middle of the fruit. But I'm like, but what does that fruit... what does the outside look like?
That they make from
right,
the fig.
But what does the outer skin...
I have no idea.
What does a fig resemble?
I don't know what a fig looks like.
Okay, we are totally going to Google that shit because I need to know what a fig looks like.
Right, yeah.
And would I like a fig not surrounded by Newton?
I don't know.
I don't either.
That's a good question.
Would you?
I mean, I think I know what a fig leaf looks like because that's the one they always use to portray, like,
Oh, yeah. He hides his cock and balls.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know what a fig looks like.
Huh.
So.
How is it that you and I, neither one of us, like, surely one of us should know what a fucking fig looks like, right?
Well, we don't have a lot of fig trees or whatever.
In Ohio.
That I'm aware of, anyway.
Maybe we do. We're just stupid.
If there are, I've never seen them.
We should just say it. We're stupid. He spoke, and the locusts came. Yeah, they did. Grasshoppers without number. They ate up every green thing in their land. Ate up the produce of their soil. Then he struck down all the firstborn in their land. Remember how he likes to kill babies?
I do, yeah.
The first fruits of their manhood. Yeah, we read about that yesterday, too.
But it still, this whole thing was God's fault.
Yeah, because
I don't want to like let that pass because, he hardened Pharaoh's heart. Yeah. So it's God's fault.
Yeah. So first he did a bad, and then he did lots of bad and killed lots of people.
He likes to say Egypt did the bad. But he made Egypt do the bad.
Yeah. And then punish them for the bad that he made them do.
Right. And I'm not saying maybe they didn't. There was stuff maybe they did prior to that wasn't so great.
But he
that
could just as easily have fixed it.
They tried to leave without doing any of this stuff, and God wouldn't let them without hardening Pharaoh's heart.
Yep.
So
Yep. Fuck all of that.
Yeah.
Fuck all that noise.
Right.
He brought out Israel laden with silver and gold, and from among their tribes no one faltered. I mean, not that
one,
day
huh?
anyway.
I guess.
Egypt was glad when they left. Yeah, they were. Because dread of Israel had fallen on them. I mean, shit, man. If I had all of these fucking pestilence and my baby's dead and I have like rains of frogs and locusts and, it ate all my crop and fields and shit. Yeah. I'm going to be a little bit like, can they just go now, please?
If I thought it was their fault. Yeah, right. For sure.
Like, Pharaoh, can you please fucking let them go? God of those guys, can you please just let Pharaoh let them go? Please?
I've never known an actual group of people to cause plagues and swarms.
Right.
So or multiple deaths.
True. That is true.
At least not just by existing.
No, you're right. He brought them out, blah, blah, blah. He spread out a cloud as a covering and a fire to give light at night. They asked, and he brought them quail and satisfied them with the bread of heaven. Yeah, that's how that went.
Right. Yeah, no, that didn't, it wasn't quite that, yeah.
Nope. He opened the rock, and water gushed out. Like a river, it flowed in the desert. For he remembered his holy promise given to his servant Abraham. He brought out his people with rejoicing, his chosen ones with shouts of joy. He gave them the lands of the nations, and they fell heir to what others had toiled for, that they might keep his precepts and observe his laws. Praise the Lord.
No thanks. I feel like we could have skipped 78 and just read that, and it would have been basically the same thing.
It was the same thing.
Right.
But it was also not quite true. Like, that's not quite how that story went,
No, yeah, like when he was talking about the quails.
Yeah.
Like, yes, he brought quails, but he did it in a harmful, bad way.
Yes.
So
Psalm 105 notes, okay?
Yeah.
This is the Lord's wonders on behalf of Israel, and it starts, "Oh, give thanks unto the Lord." In Psalms 105 and 106, the two historical psalms which end book 4 of the Psalms are closely related. So This next one's going to be very similar.
Sure.
And pick up and stuff.
Yeah.
Psalm 105 gives thanks for God's faithfulness to the covenant he made with Abraham, while Psalm 106 is a psalm of penitence, reciting the history of Israel's faithlessness and disobedience.
Oh boy. Can't
now we
wait
get to
for
hear,
this.
the bad stuff. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. Psalm 106. Praise the Lord. Because that's how the last one ended. Praise the Lord. And now this one starts. Praise the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. Who can proclaim the mighty acts of the Lord or fully declare his praise? Blessed are they who maintain justice, who constantly do what is right. Remember me, O Lord, when you show favor to your people. Okay. Oh, and come to my aid when you save them, that I may enjoy the prosperity of your chosen ones, that I may share in the joy of your nation and join your inheritance in giving praise.
Gimme.
I want it all.
Yeah.
We have sinned, even as our fathers did. We have done wrong and acted wickedly. When our fathers were in Egypt, they gave no thought to your miracles. They did not remember your many kindnesses, and they rebelled by the sea, the Red Sea. Yet he saved them for his name's sake, to make his mighty power known.
I don't really believe that they didn't remember. Like, this shit's all written down in the Bible.
Right.
Like, over and over and over and over and over again.
Hold on, but wait. He saved them to make his mighty power known? Like, you didn't do it just to, help your people.
Definitely
not. You did it
so
that you could be like, look what I did. I'm great. Say I'm great. Say it.
That's exactly right. This dude loves to be worshipped. And he's, like, the way he's portrayed, and we talked about this yesterday, he's a jealous God. Mm-hmm. He's very
petulant, childish.
Yeah. No, I mean, he definitely, he even said that he doesn't really like the Israelites.
Yeah.
He just likes them they're the least.
He hates them the least.
Hates them the least. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like one of my favorite things I read in the Bible. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's a big sentence that ought to be boosted up
Right?
on billboards.
Yeah.
He rebuked the Red Sea and it dried up. He led them through the depths as through a desert. He saved them from the hand of the foe. From the hand of the enemy, he redeemed them. The waters covered their adversaries. Not one of them survived. Then they believed his promises and sang his praise. Did they now?
Was it only after they covered up the enemies? Mm-hmm. Or was it when the entire sea split in front of them?
No, it was after the sea then went back together and killed their enemies.
A sea splitting in front of me.
Yeah, that would be something.
It would definitely be something.
Yep. But they soon forgot what he had done and did not wait for his counsel.
If I saw that, I saw that happen, I don't think I would soon forget that.
No,
and
I wouldn't
and
either.
If I lived back in these times, before science was big and all that, I think I'd have been like pretty fearful of the God that did that.
Okay,
I'd
let me
be
ask you this.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
What's the weirdest thing that ever happened in your life that you saw that was just weird?
Did
anything weird ever happen in front of your face that you
not that I can. I mean, other than I think I accidentally kicked a piece of trash into the trash can one time by bouncing it off a wall, and
but you remember it, and that's not even a big deal, right?
Right, sure.
Okay, the weirdest thing that quote unquote unexplainable, even though it is explainable, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So when I was in third grade, me and this girl that spent the night, I want to say her name was Donna. She and I were reaching for my bedroom doorknob at the same time, and the door opened by itself, and nobody was in there, and the door had been shut, and I know the door was shut because we had a dog, and the dog wasn't allowed in the room.
Got it.
Because we had toys in there. So, I mean, it wasn't even okay, yeah, you probably just left the door open, though.
Sure.
Absolutely not. That would be accusing me of leaving the toilet seat up. No, absolutely not.
Got it.
That didn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, then there was it was probably a draft. Right, from the window that was never opened once the entire time I lived there because, I'm not a person that ever opens windows, ever. What are you talking about? I was in third grade. I didn't open my window.
Got it.
But, so, I'm absolutely positive that, probably I hadn't shut it good, right? And so, as we both approached it at the same time, the wind of us pushed it open. Or, maybe her hand reached it slightly before mine and actually nudged it, right? It's clearly explainable, but what my point is that's the most odd, unexplainable, quote unquote thing that's ever happened. And I fucking remember that. And it wasn't even miraculous.
What about the marshmallows at the last house we lived at?
I forgot about that. Yeah.
I wasn't there for that, but
okay.
It was, you explained it to be pretty.
It was scary, kind of.
Yeah.
It was kind of scary. So, okay, in the last house we lived in, the cat and I were sitting on the couch. So that's how I know it wasn't the fucking cat, y'all.
Right.
Okay. The cat and I were sitting on the couch and we hear this thump and we're like, the fuck? And I look because I'm like, oh, that's probably the cat making a noise. And then I'm like, wait, the fucking cat's with me and she's looking the same direction I am. The fuck was that? So we go over and, oh, there's a bag of marshmallows on the fucking floor. Way across the fucking room from where they had been sitting. So it's not like they just fell off the shelf and shit falls sometimes.
No, they were about a good 7 to 8 feet away from where they started.
Yeah, and here's how I know, because I had set them next to the coffee maker because I was making hot chocolate, that was the idea in my head.
Yeah.
So that's where they were. And there was no other cabinet, it's not like I think I put them by the coffee maker, but I put them instead by on a different cabinet. They were in the fucking laundry room.
Yeah, they were in the middle of the floor in the laundry room.
Yeah. It was the most odd, terrifying thing. I swore the house was haunted after that. But nothing else weird ever happened after that.
Right,
so, but yeah, my point in saying all of this shit is that, when something weird happens, you remember it.
Yeah.
And these weren't miraculous things. These were just that was weird.
Right.
So if you saw something that was not just that was weird and miraculous, right? You're going to remember that.
Yeah.
You're not just going to be but they forgot They forgot about all those fucking weird-ass miracles that happened.
Right.
You know how people just, like, don't remember marshmallows flying across the room or, like, doors opening, right? They don't remember when they kicked something, and if they tried 100 times in a row, they'd have missed, but that one time they kicked it, it went right in the trash can accidentally.
Right.
Right? Like, yeah, we don't remember that stuff. What?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, stupids. They soon forgot what they had done and did not wait for his counsel, because they're a bunch of dumbheads.
Yeah.
In the desert, they gave in to their craving. In the wasteland, they put God to the test. So he gave them what they asked for, but
Here it is.
sent a wasting disease upon them.
Oh my God.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, I just hate him so much, you know?
I mean, I hate that he. What? Yeah. Yes. If we're assuming that we're talking about a God, I hate this God.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. He's so bad. He's mean. He's a bad God. He's bad at godding.
He's just petty.
Do you even Elohim? In the camp, they grew envious of Moses and of Aaron, who was consecrated to the Lord. The earth opened up and swallowed Dathan. It buried the company of Abiram. Fire blazed among their followers. A flame consumed the wicked. There go some dead people.
Yep.
You know, the way God just likes to willy-nilly, just like dead.
You know, so I could never understand, though, like they were talking about Moses and Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
I could never understand how Aaron just got a free pass for making the golden calf.
Mm.
Remember, because he made, Moses come down and Aaron was the one that had made the golden calf.
Yeah.
And then they slaughtered 3,000 people that were worshiping the damn thing, but Aaron's the one that made it.
Right.
And so, like, was Aaron like, oh, yeah, my bad, man. Sorry, here, those guys suck over there.
Yeah.
Those guys
I was only doing it to try to keep the peace.
Yeah, they were going to totally...
I didn't believe
They were
it
going
or
to, like,
anything.
hurt me or something if I didn't do that, so...
Yeah. I was still doing my right prayers. What? Okay, they grew envious of... Okay, at Horeb they made a calf and worshipped an idol cast from metal. I really like this summary. They made a calf.
Yeah.
They did it. Aaron is not being described as being involved in this at all.
Right.
Much less being the one that gathered all the gold together
Yeah.
and made it happen.
Right.
They did that, you know.
They.
They exchanged their capital G glory for an image of a bull which eats grass. They forgot the God who saved them, who had done great things in Egypt, miracles in the land of Ham, and awesome deeds by the Red Sea. So he said he would not destroy them. Had not Moses, his chosen one, stood in the breach before him to keep his wrath from destroying them? Then they despised the pleasant land. They did not believe his promise. Remember, they were like, it's milk and honey over there, but we're scared of the giants.
Yeah.
They grumbled in their tents, grumble, and did not obey the Lord. I mean, we were getting annoyed with these people at that point.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But
I have a feeling that the way they were being described back then, was not,
not a fair...
I'm thinking it wasn't
accounting.
fair. Yeah. So he swore to them with uplifted hand that he would make them fall in the desert, make their descendants fall among the nations, and scatter them throughout the lands. Well, that promise came true. What a dick. They yoked themselves to the Baal of Peor and ate sacrifices offered to lifeless gods. They provoked the Lord to anger by their wicked deeds, and a plague rode out among them. But Phinehas stood up and intervened, and the plague was checked.
If these other gods don't exist, right? As said or not said, whatever, who cares?
Right.
They're worshiping lifeless idols, right? And sacrificing animals to them and then eating them. So it's essentially like having a barbecue, right? How does this hurt? If you are an actual god,
right?
How does this hurt you?
Oh, it doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't.
Right.
Oh. This was credited to him as righteousness for endless generations to come. By the waters of Meribah, they angered the Lord, and trouble right here in River City came to Moses because of them, for they rebelled against the Spirit of God, and rash words came from Moses' lip. They did not destroy the peoples as the Lord had commanded them, but they mingled with the nations and adopted their customs. They worshipped their idols, which became a snare to them. They sacrificed their sons and their daughters to demons.
Damn.
Demons.
It's rough.
They shed innocent blood, the blood of their sons and daughters, whom they sacrificed to the idols of Canaan, and the land was desecrated by their blood. They defiled themselves by what they did. By their deeds, they prostituted themselves. Not that.
No.
Therefore, the Lord was angry with his people and abhorred his inheritance. He handed them over to the nations, and their foes ruled over them. Their enemies oppressed them and subjected them to their power. Many times he delivered them, but they were bent on rebellion, and they wasted away in their sin. But he took note of their distress when he heard their cry. For their sake he remembered his covenant, and out of his great love he relented.
How sweet of him.
After he let them suffer a whole hell of a lot.
For generations.
He was like, fine, here's an EpiPen. Right? Like, isn't that what it's like? You're watching somebody that you love suffer and struggle on the ground, and then you're like, I
guess I'll go get the thing that'll help them.
Right. Jeez. Oof. He caused them to be pitied by all who held them captive. Save us, O Lord our God, and gather us from the nations, that we may give thanks to your holy name and glory in your praise. Praise be to the Lord, the God of Israel, from everlasting to everlasting. Let all the people say, Amen! Praise the Lord.
No thanks.
Done.
All right. That was the end of book 4.
Yeah.
All right.
Only got one book of the Bible left.
Yay. Not Bible.
One book of Psalms. Sorry, I got a little overzealous there. I was like, we're done. Wait, no, we're not. All right. So Psalm 106 is the rebelliousness of Israel. And it starts, praise ye the Lord. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord. And that's my whole notes for it.
Wow. There's just nothing.
It's a history.
It's a history.
And it was about that time that they pissed God off a lot.
Yeah.
That God was like, fine.
So since we don't have any notes, I want to cover one thing real quick, and that's that since we're going into the last book of Psalms, I think you and I had discussed at the end of this book, we're going to be probably having some special episodes, different things, but you and I, as far as actual reading the episodes, are going to take a week break.
Yeah, we're going to take a week.
It's just this podcast is a lot.
It's exhausting.
And we kind of need a reset, I think.
Yeah.
So
then we'll come back and we'll do Proverbs, which is just as stupid.
That's more the reason maybe why we need a reset, because it's like we're going from one stupid to another stupid. Yeah,
so we got to gird our loins and gear up for it,
All right, so that being said, I think we are done for today. That was Psalms chapters 105 and 106.
Correct.
And tomorrow we will be back with
hypothetically Psalms 107, 108, and 109.
Awesome. All right, we'll see you guys then.
All righty.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.